November 20th, 1943. Bedio Island, Tarawa Atoll, 2:18 a.m. The Pacific is glowing with fire. Burning palm trees throw flickering light across. Somewhere ahead, a machine gun suddenly opens fire, cutting through the darkness. The battle has been raging for hours. American Marines of the 2nd Marine Division have already paid a terrible price. Just reaching the shore, the low tide trapped many landing craft on a coral reef hundreds of yards from the beach, forcing hundreds of Marines to wade through chest-deep water while Japanese machine guns swept the lagoon. Many never made it, yet those who survived kept moving. Now, as night falls over Tarawa, neither side controls the island completely. The Marines occupy scattered positions behind shattered seawalls, destroyed amphibious tractors, and bomb craters. Some have managed to dig shallow foxholes into the hard coral. Others simply lie behind the bodies of wrecked landing craft. No one expects sleep tonight. Every Marine quietly checks his Kuru M1 Garanda, counts his ammunition clips, and places extra grenades within arm's reach. Machine gun crews adjust their fields of fire while radio operators whisper final reports to company headquarters. They know what's coming. Japanese doctrine often called for aggressive night attacks designed to overwhelm exhausted enemy troops through surprise and relentless pressure. Around midnight, the silence disappears. A whistle echoes across the battlefield. Dark figures begin moving through the smoke. Then hundreds of Japanese soldiers charge forward, shouting battle cries as rifle fire and grenades erupt across the island. For a moment, the battlefield becomes complete chaos. But something unexpected happens. The Marine line doesn't collapse. Instead, riflemen hold their fire until the attackers move within effective range. Machine guns open up in carefully planned overlapping arcs. Mortar crews launch illumination rounds high into the sky, turning the battlefield bright white for a few precious seconds. Before darkness returns, every Marine seems to know exactly where to aim, through diplomatic and military channels from Japan. Its pages describe the recent fighting on the tiny Pacific island of Tarawa. The officer reads carefully. He isn't looking for dramatic stories. He's searching for patterns. How do the Americans attack? How quickly do they recover from casualties? How well do small units coordinate? How do they fight at night? The answers surprise him. Japanese commanders report that the Marines rarely abandon their objectives. Even after suffering devastating losses during the first day of the landing, units that had been nearly destroyed continued advancing bunker by bunker, calling in artillery, naval gunfire, and engineers whenever resistance became too strong. It isn't reckless courage. It is disciplined persistence. For years, Nazi propaganda had portrayed the United States as a wealthy nation, whose soldiers lacked the toughness of Europe's veteran armies. Some German officers had accepted that view early in the war. But by late 1943, the evidence was becoming harder to ignore. Across Europe, American forces were improving with every campaign. In North Africa, they had learned valuable lessons after difficult early battles. In Sicily and Italy, they adapted to mountain warfare, coordinating infantry with artillery and air support more effectively than before. Now, reports arriving from the Pacific suggested that the Marines were developing into one of the world's most capable amphibious assault forces. The German officer pauses. One sentence catches his attention. Japanese defenders repeatedly noted that even after heavy bombardment and intense machine gun fire, Marine assault teams reorganized quickly instead of becoming disorganized. Flamethrower operators, engineers carrying demolition charges, riflemen, and machine gun teams worked together with remarkable precision. Every bunker became a carefully planned operation. Suppress the defenders. Move engineers forward. Destroy the position. Advance to the next objective. Again and again. It is a methodical system. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away in the Pacific, the Marines are already preparing for another invasion. Training never stops. On beaches in Hawaii, New Zealand, and other Allied bases, Marines rehearse landings over and over again. Officers study maps, practice communication drills, and coordinate every movement with naval gunfire and aircraft. Nothing is left to chance. Veterans who survived earlier battles pass their experience to new recruits. How to cross open beaches, how to clear bunkers, how to react when officers become casualties, how to keep moving even when the attack seems impossible. Every lesson learned in blood is immediately taught to the next wave of Marines. This ability to learn quickly becomes one of America's greatest strengths. German analysts notice the same pattern in Europe. American mistakes become less frequent. Operations become more coordinated. Supply systems improve. Combined arms tactics grow increasingly effective. The Americans who landed in North Africa in 1942 are not the same force fighting in late 1943. They are becoming more experienced with every battle. For professional soldiers, this is perhaps the most dangerous kind of enemy. Not one that begins perfect, but one that improves faster than anyone expected. Back in Berlin, the intelligence officer closes the report. He cannot know exactly how the war will end, but one conclusion is becoming difficult to deny. If American forces continue adapting at this pace, Germany and its allies will soon face an opponent whose greatest weapon is not a single tank, rifle, or battleship. It is the ability to learn from every battle and come back stronger in the next one. For the Marines, another test is already approaching. Its name is Saipan, and after the fighting there, their reputation would grow even further. June 15, 1944, Saipan, Mariana Islands. 4:42 a.m., the horizon flashes with fire. Dozens of American battleships unleash a thunderous bombardment that shakes the entire island. Massive shells crash into Japanese bunkers, caves, and artillery positions carved deep into the volcanic hills. Smoke rises thousands of feet into the air as waves of landing. Craft race toward the beaches. Inside one of the concrete command posts, Japanese officers prepare for another desperate defense. They have studied Tarawa. They know the Marines are coming. This time, they intend to stop them before they can gain a foothold. As the first landing craft reach the shore, machine guns erupt from hidden positions. Mortars begin falling among the incoming waves while artillery sends towering columns of sand and seawater into the air. Once again, the beaches become chaos. Some amphibious tractors burst into flames before reaching land. Others are crippled by anti-tank guns. Marines leap into waist-deep water, carrying rifles above their heads as bullets tear through the surf. For a few terrifying moments, the attack appears to stall. But then the assault begins to change. Instead of charging blindly toward the cliffs, Marine platoons spread into smaller assault teams. Machine gunners pin down enemy positions. Mortar crews fire smoke rounds to hide advancing infantry. Flamethrower teams move behind riflemen. Combat engineers rush forward carrying demolition charges. Every squad supports the next. One bunker falls, then another, then another. Each position is reduced with the same disciplined method that had been refined. During earlier battles, the Japanese defenders fight with extraordinary determination. Hidden caves continue firing long after surrounding positions have been destroyed. Snipers remain concealed in shattered palm trees. Counterattacks erupt without warning during the night. Yet the Marines continue advancing. Every time the Japanese open fire from a concealed bunker, artillery observers quickly call in supporting fire. If a cave cannot be captured immediately, engineers seal its entrance with explosives. If a road is blocked, bulldozers carve a new route through the wreckage. The battlefield becomes a demonstration of coordination rather than individual heroics. Thousands of miles away, military observers continue collecting reports from every major engagement. The pattern is becoming unmistakable. American success no longer depends on one famous commander or one elite unit. It depends on an entire system working together. Infantry, engineers, tank crews, naval gunfire officers, pilots, medical corpsmen, supply personnel. Every branch supports the others. Let's take action and embrace inner peace. Achieving inner peace is a personal and unique journey. Here are some general approaches that might be helpful. 1. Meditate regularly. Meditation encourages a clear mind and calm spirit, allowing you to disconnect from worldly concerns and focus on your inner self. 2. Maintain physical health. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, and good sleep habits can significantly improve your mental state. 3. Spend time in nature. Whether it's a walk in the park, stargazing, or listening to the ocean, spending time in nature can effectively help you achieve peace. Let's take action and embrace inner peace.